A little windy and a little bit cold, but otherwise a beautiful day today. Let's go find a spot to hunker down and make some lunch. So what we're going to look at today is the Gen 2 Firebox. Now I did a previous review on the Gen 1 Firebox as wood falls all around me, but nothing is above me, so that's good. I did a review on the Gen 1 Firebox a couple years ago. This is the upgraded version, and so I thought I'd share with you the differences and of course show you all the accessories. You can get a leather pouch, a fine leather pouch for it, just like I showed in my Nano video from Firebox, the smaller titanium stove. This is a stainless steel stove, so it does have some weight to it, especially if you're carrying all the accessories. But you just unwrap this here and you can pull out your stove. Now I also got the carbon felt, which allows you to place that on the ground, set up the stove on top of it. Since I'm cooking on dirt today, not too worried about the carbon felt, but you can certainly get that, and that's worth getting. You have the Firebox itself, the large folding Firebox. Now I have 4 fire sticks. I believe it only comes with 2. We're going to take a look at the different things that you can do with those in a moment, and then I have some of the accessories. So we'll go ahead and set this stove up here, and I'll show you some of the accessories, and then we'll get to cooking some lunch. So to set up the stove, you just remove the fire sticks. It's nice that they nest right down in there. We can pull those off, pull the other set off. You can carry a total of 4, and then you just flip open the stove here. Now you have your ash pan, and you can also use this to create a damper if you're gonna cook sort of a Swedish fire log, which we're gonna do today. Real similar in construction to the original Firebox. The biggest differences are you have a few holes on the bottom here that you can use for the damper if you're going to do the Swedish fire log. The plate, the ash plate down here, is a little bit different, or the holes configuration is a little bit different. Instead of having a whole bunch of holes, it's just configured a little bit differently. Up top you have several new holes here for the fire sticks, and then you also have the 2 ports that you can crisscross wood on the inside there if you wanted to bottom feed the stove. Those holes weren't on the original, but you can fold down the wind blocker here, and you can still feed directly on the bottom as long as your pot fits on the top. Your ash plate here is really no different than it was before. It just rides on a little groove in there in the bottom, and you can just take that out and remove your ash. So with the ash pan, we can use it a little bit differently. How I'm going to use it today, we can use 2 of our fire sticks, and we can slide that one down in the bottom and come out the same hole on the other side there, and then we can slide one also down the side here and come out the same hole. And what that allows you to do is it allows you to create a damper for when using the Swedish fire logs as a way to cook on it. So you can notice it's not going to fall off here because the edges of it will catch, but you can use that to either make your fire wide open or to damp it down. So we'll go ahead and leave that in that configuration for today. Your fire sticks can also be used in tons of different ways. They can be, you know, just set up top so that you can set pots right on the top. If your pot wasn't big enough to fit the whole thing, you can move those even in closer if you wanted to for even smaller pots. You can run these through any of the holes, any of the channels on the front here. You can run them through any of the diamond holes here. You can run them that way. You could actually set a Trangia stove down in there. So they have a couple accessories that you can also use with the sticks. You can slide that down in there, and that just becomes a plate on the inside, so you could rest a Trangia stove on there, and you can move it up or down to give yourself the proper headspace. You can also use the extended grill plate, which I'm actually going to use today. So that just clips right onto the top, and it does clip in there, so that's nice. So it's not going to fall off on you. It's not going to be flimsy. We'll use that in a moment. And then you have a smaller grill plate that you can do the same thing with. You can hook that right in there. Same way, again, it locks. Then you also have a ring here which allows you to click onto the top, and you can actually set your pot down in there. So you could set your pot right down on the plate, or you could set it down on the fire sticks. It's just really, really versatile, really, really multi-purpose. It's really like the multi-tool of stoves. My actual pot that I'm going to be cooking with today actually nests right down in the Firebox without this ring, so we won't be using that. So the pot I'm going to be using is this Keith titanium pot that I previously reviewed. I use it to store a whole bunch of cooking stuff in here, my spork, washcloth, and then a bunch of spices and some oil. But I can pull all that out, and you can see that this nests right down in there and will set right on those sticks. I'm actually just going to use one of these little Firebox fire starters, or half of it. I've got some hardwood chunked up over there, so between this and that hardwood, should be able to get that going pretty well. Just break a piece off there. Kind of just crumble some down in there. Take some more and just crumble it right on the top here so I can spark it. You can see that that's working really well. If I want less heat, I can just push my damper in. More heat for things like boiling water, pull the damper out. Working real well. I've closed the damper down a little bit. I'm just gonna throw my fish on right in the tin foil. Let that get nice and hot. And even with the grill plate on the top, you can still feed through the side hole here or through the bottom ports that are now on the Gen 2. My fish should be done, so I'm gonna lift that off here. I'm just going to use that stand just to heat up some water here for some hot chocolate. All right, let's make sure she's done. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so good. Man, I wish you guys could have some of this. Slamming. Got some of my vegetables on here too. Oh man. The fish is cooked so perfect. And here comes the wind. No pan needed. You can just do it right on top of the Firebox. Awesome stuff. Finish off with some hot chocolate. And it packs up nice and neat, ready to go in your pack without getting any of your pack contents dirty. If you don't have a Firebox, get one. So my only con on the Firebox is that it is heavy. So if I want to go light and fast, I'll just take the titanium nano, also made by Firebox. If you want to see some more great cooking videos, you can check out Steve from Firebox's YouTube channel. I'll put a link below to that. He does some awesome cooking, including showing you how to bake with it, where you can crisscross the fire sticks and use a zebra pot to bake. So all in all, it's pretty much the multi-tool of stoves Very versatile. You can do a ton of things with it, and it's a must buy in my book. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Leave me some comments below. Please share this video to your family and friends on your social media. And as always, click that red subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.